What's going on, Schrute Stack Squad? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, do yourselves a favor, hit that subscribe button, come and join the Discord. Link is in the Patreon below, because we're building wealth out here. None of this is financial advice. Now let's get into the video. Alright guys, first things first, I'm going to say sorry about the audio quality. I'm on vacation right now, so I have to use that shitty headphone that I had from the way beginning of this channel. So just bear with me for this video and the next couple ones if I upload it while I'm out on vacation, okay? So I'm going to just address the elephant in the room. Sidious Pharmaceuticals. Guys, I told you last week and the week before that I was going to be taking time off because I had to take my boards, and that Sidious Pharmaceuticals was going to be getting reviewed by the DMC, okay? Many people did not understand what that meant, and you guys just invested in this company blindly. I tell you all the time, do not follow my entire investment strategy in every single stock that I recommend. You need to do some research on it, guys. I give you guys some background and some knowledge on it and whatever. That's why I can feel comfortable investing the amount that I invest, because I understand what's going on in the company. You guys need to do the same thing, so that if you see that, hey, this thing did not get early halt approval by the DMC, that it doesn't mean that the stock is going to $0, okay? Now, let me try to help clarify some things, because I know some people in the Discord, they were mentioning this thing, they got panicked, and they were losing some money. Listen, you guys did not lose money unless you sold, okay? And the only reason why, in my opinion, you would have sold is because you didn't realize why the stock was even going down and what this meant by the DMC, what happened, what they said, okay? So if you wanted to take this investment game, and you wanted to be a little bit more involved in it and hang out with the people who are talking about these things on a daily basis, again, I have that link in the Patreon for the Discord. Other than that, I always do try to upload pretty frequently over on the YouTube channel for you guys. But, last week I had my board exams. Now I'm going to try to do it a little bit more frequently, and I'm going to try to pick things back up to the daily uploads like I used to do, okay? So, Sidious Pharmaceuticals, guys, I'm going to read what this article said. Sidious Pharmaceuticals announces positive recommendation by Independent Data Monitoring Committee, okay, that's the DMC, to continue the Mino-Lok Phase 3 trial as planned. Let's take a minute and just understand what that means. They were given the okay. They were said, continue doing what you guys are doing on Phase 3, okay? The DMC Interim Safety and Efficacy Review of Mino-Lok Phase 3 concluded with favorable recommendation to continue the trial as planned with the protocol defined sample size and power to achieve the primary endpoint. Okay, let me explain what was happening in this stock in this company's phase 3 trial. There was a drug called Mino-Lok, which is there to treat catheter infections and central venous catheter infections, okay? So this drug went through phase 1 and phase 2 trials already. In their phase 2 trial, they had 100% efficacy rate. No adverse reactions were found. Okay, that's almost unheard of. Okay, I'm just going to say that. And because of how severe this drug is, not severe, because of how severe the diseases that this drug is treating, they were given an early approval designation, fast track approval, by the FDA. Now, what that means is this. They only needed to have like 60 or 65% of the patients in their phase 3 trial to complete it, okay? So if they had 100 people enrolled in their phase 3 trial to undergo the treatment and, see the effective dosage and all of those things, they only needed 60 of those 100 people. This is theoretical, guys. I'm making up numbers just to make this easy. They only needed 60 of those people to complete it before it could be reviewed by this DMC. And then, if the DMC saw 60 of these people and said, hey, this is good to go, you guys don't need to complete the rest of the phase 3 trial, okay? Forget the other 40 patients. Let's just go ahead and set this drug up to approval for the FDA and get this thing rolled out into the hospitals. That is a very rare situation that happens. The last time this thing happened was for COVID, okay? And that was, I want you to understand the severity of what we're talking about. Oftentimes, whenever these drugs get these like early DMC fast track approvals, which is very hard to get, they don't happen very often. But even when they do get it, it's traditionally meant to say like, hey, is this drug going according to plan? And should we tweak anything? Do we need to do any differences on it? Very rarely are they actually said, just cut the trial done. We don't want to see the rest of phase 3. Because let me tell you something, guys. As patients, hopefully we never need to take this drug, but I think we would all feel comfortable knowing that a complete phase 3 trial was done on this thing. Okay, I'm going to continue reading this. Okay, this right here should already ease the mind of anyone who panic sold. Okay, the market, I told you so many times, the market is emotional, and you guys cannot be emotional in this. You have to treat the market like it's a relationship. How many times have I said this analogy, guys? You have to treat it like it's some bipolar relationship you're in, and you cannot be reactive to this stuff. Okay, don't just judge it because the price started dipping and you don't even understand why. Basically, what happened with this is a lot of investors and whatnot thought that for some reason that because it didn't get the early halt and said like, hey, you're done with phase 3, that now all of a sudden the stock is going to go to $0. Not at all, guys. The phase 3 trial is going to be done in December. Okay, so if you held on, and let's say you were like, you bought it at $4 or whatever it was. Okay, well, you know what, here's the thing, you have time now to average down if you want, or you can just hold off on it, wait until December, and then this thing is going to rise again with the Minilock thing. Other things that people are not factoring in, okay, other things that they are not factoring in is the fact that they have hemorrhoid treatment that's also coming up in their pipeline. They also have another treatment going in for ARDS, like acute respiratory distress syndrome. Those are two huge things, enormous markets, and those are two very critical illnesses that actually happen in the general population, right? I can make a whole separate video on those things, but like I'm saying, this is not just based on Minilock itself. All right, you guys, I want you to do some DD before you invest in any of these companies, okay? Because I don't want to see the panic reaction that I've been seeing in the comments, okay? Now, let's just keep seeing what this thing is saying over here. Okay, we greatly appreciate the thoughtful analysis and guidance provided by the DMC following their review of the interim trial data. Consistent with our expectations, we are pleased with the DMC recommendation to continue the trial without modification. This marks the third recommendation by the DMC supporting the continuation of Minilock trial. With each DMC reviews, the hurdles to meet our protocol-defined criteria for safety and superior efficacy increase. Consequently, this favorable outcome indicates that based on our pre-defined parameters, it would be possible to achieve our primary endpoint by continuing the trial as planned, and is an encouraging signal when combined with the results of our prior studies, stated by Myron. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but this guy is the CEO of Sidious Pharma, okay, president and CEO. I need you to realize this, guys. Just because we did not get the early halt approval does not mean that this is good news. Quite honestly, this was good news that we got. For whatever reason, the market was significantly expecting this to be ready to have early halt. It's going to have this, it's going to have that. And let's just say if it did get the early halt, oh yeah, this stock would have hit very high numbers, okay? But just because it didn't, and they were said, you know what, we like everything you're doing, keep on going with it. This is almost as if it's a guarantee. I don't want to say guarantee, but this is very good news that, hey, if things continue in the direction it's been, then by the time December hits and your phase 3 trial is done, we don't see a reason for this stock to actually not get for this drug to not get approved. Guys, that's a very, very good thing to hear. That's a very, very good thing to hear. It's a very good thing that you can hear this news right now, 6 months, 5-6 months before the actual FDA, before it gets sent back up to the FDA for review again. Okay, very good thing. Look, I'm not gonna continue reading the whole entire thing, but that was the one part that I wanted to share with you guys. But please, guys, take a look at this thing if you actually want to know what happened with this whole entire stock and what was going on with the pick. None of the stuff in my portfolio has changed. Actually, a few things have changed. I'll show you guys on a different video. I let the Discord family know all of this stuff up front, in real time as well, guys. Even with all of those ups and downs, I didn't change a single thing in that regard. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I have done lately is I did increase my positions in like 2 other companies and stuff like that, because we were talking about those things for, again, November, December, and next January. Those are going to be our times to really, get some of these pharma stocks to really pop. Okay, all right, family. I'm sorry I haven't been able to upload as much as I wanted to. I just wanted to put this video out there because I know a lot of people were panicking. They were asking me to put out some videos earlier, and I'm sorry I couldn't do it earlier, guys. I've been telling you, I had to take my board exams, and I've been busy like incredibly for the last few days. I'm going to try to do a little bit better job right now because right now I'm on vacation. I have a little bit more free time, so I can do all of this stuff. But fam, don't panic, okay, guys? If you do the proper DD, you will not need to panic. I've been saying this from day one. Do the proper research and then invest accordingly. Don't just go blindly because you see me putting in this much money in a stock. I'm at a different investment journey than you are, and so is anybody else on YouTube. This goes with anyone who you see on YouTube, guys. Don't follow anyone's portfolio to the T. I don't care what it is. Even take every single word that you hear on the internet, especially YouTube, with a grain of salt. Even if I'm saying it, take it with a grain of salt, because everybody's at a different position, and trust me, you do not want to be like assuming that you can afford the same hits that some other people can, and they may have done more research on something than you have, so they can feel more comfortable holding on to some things than you. Okay. All right, guys. I know it's been a while. I'm gonna start to be a little bit more consistent with all of this stuff, and we're gonna start winning the stock market game and going in from there. All right, guys. If you want to take the investment game to the next level, again, you know where to find us on the Discord family. Link is in the Patreon below. As usual, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and let's get wealthy. Take care.